So I wanted to take a minute just to talk about the IKEA cabinets. I've gotten a few comments asking to go over them and my experience with them. Overall, I'm very, very satisfied. The ease of installation, the quality. I think some people just have heard, and maybe in the past they did make sort of cheaper quality cabinets. I'm not really sure. This is the second time I've used them, and again, overall, I really like them. So some of the main things about them are basically that the base cabinets themselves, without the fronts, they're all the same. It's called Section, IKEA Section cabinets. So they're all white, which is something else I'll kind of cover. And then you just choose your fronts, you choose your toe kicks to match, you choose these end panels if you need them. So one thing to look out for is the fact that I went with these black fronts on the island here. However, the cabinets are all white. So you really do not need to do anything about that, because when they're closed, you don't see anything. But what I did notice is areas where you have two cabinets coming together, which right here we have cabinet, dishwasher, cabinet, cabinet. So actually, if you come over here, this is where you would be able to peek in and see that white. Now, it's not drastic, but it's definitely something you want to do something about. So what I did was just tape all these off, and I rolled these black right here with a high quality cabinet paint. So that way, when it's closed, you don't see that. Obviously, for the whites, you don't need to do that. And like I said, what's kind of cool is that they make all different accessories. Every single cabinet is customizable. So you may pick a 36-inch cabinet and you could do drawers, you could do fronts, you could change the insides of the drawers. So what we got with these are these big drawers here, because it just makes it really nice for storing things. And then what we also did on the top was included these inner drawers. So what's nice, if I go over this one, is the thought of that is to, let me see what's in here, have pots and pans. Over here have your knives and kitchen utensils and stuff like that, but you still have this huge storage space. So we went ahead and put a bunch of these in. It's never enough space. We thought, man, we're gonna have so much space. We already started moving in here, and of course, like, you know, we're trying to figure out where everything goes, and you do run out of space. Now, we do have a ton of cabinets. We have this entire pantry, which also there will be a fridge here tomorrow. An oven is going in there. We just started moving things in, so they're really good. I'm trying to think what else I could sort of mention. Is one thing I did screw up is this is the Lazy Susan here, and I ordered a door that opened this way, and without thinking about it, my oven's going there, and the door was kind of smacking into where that's going to be. So I didn't really like that. So I ended up returning that, and I'm going to get one that's going to open this way. Here we have a sink that's built in, and garbage spills under here, so I went with a smaller cabinet here. But some other things I guess I could go over are the hinges. So there's a few different hinge options. You could talk with an IKEA designer. That's another great thing, is when you actually plan out your kitchen, you could just give them measurements. You get on a meeting with them. I got on an actual Teams call or a Zoom call with them. I was actually able to walk through my entire design. They pick out everything for you, confirm everything, but they also will ask you what kind of hinges. Do you want them to open 90 degrees, 110 degrees? They have certain specific hinges for the Lazy Susan to operate correctly. And yeah, I mean, like I said, completely customizable. The toe kicks are another cool thing. Very, very simple to install. They come in, I want to say maybe 7-foot sections or something, and then you could just piece them together. But what's cool is they come with these clips. So if you look over here where I don't have the toe kicks installed, there's these plastic feet here. And this is the clip that goes on the back. This slides into the back of the toe kick, and you just line it up, you cut it to length, and then you just pop it right on. And it's very solid. I mean, these things are, they're extremely solid. It's not like if you kicked it, it would fall off or something. So, and what's nice is you could just pop them right back off. They're not nailed in, glued in, anything. So if you do need to get behind there for anything, very easy, but very sturdy. I think one of the other things is, let's see, yeah, I guess the overall installation. So what you end up doing is mounting, and probably peek behind here, you can see there's this rail here. So they have their own system where first what you'll do is find the lowest spot along the entire floor before you mount them, because if you have variance in your floor, which we do with concrete floors, they're not going to be laser level. So you figure out the minimum height that you need to mount that rail at, and IKEA gives you the exact height to measure. I think it's 32 3/16, something like that. So you'll find the worst place that it is and dip in the floor, and you want to at least make sure that it's high enough so that your toe kick fits. That's the whole point of it, is that you don't want to install these things and all of a sudden your toe kick is too large because you set your cabinets too low. So I ended up just using a laser along the wall, finding the lowest spot and starting there. And then you screw this to the wall. Comes with all the fasteners you need to do it. I actually ended up putting even more in it just in case, hit every single stud. And I used some drywall hangers as well. So, I mean, it's very, very strong. But what's cool about that is that the cabinets have these brackets here. Yeah, hard to see behind there, but the cabinets basically hang onto that rail. So they are completely laser leveled. You don't have to worry about shimming at all. It's very difficult to install cabinets if you've never done it before. It's just a big pain trying to get them all completely leveled. So what's nice about this is you use that rail, you hook them on there, and they're completely level right off the bat. Then you just go ahead and screw them together through some of these holes. You just screw each cabinet together so it locks them all in. There's some locking tabs that go in the rail that tie everything together. And then what you do is go under here and you pop in these plastic feet, and they're adjustable. So you screw it all the way in, you pop it in there, and then you unscrew it out until it touches the floor. That does give you a little bit of minor adjustment if you need. I really didn't need too much, but the reason you would possibly need that is because if the wall itself is also in or out, the little stands that are on the back of these cabinets could make the front of these up higher or lower than the other ones, depending on the shape of the wall. So that's just one thing that you have to look out for. However, that's why the feet are there. So you could adjust them and everything will get completely leveled out almost on its own if you follow their system. Don't cheap out and try and mount these yourself without the rail. I did that a long time ago. I said, I don't want to pay for the rail. I could just screw them to the wall. Well, I didn't realize that the back of these is just very flimsy cardboard, which to me does not matter. I mean, you'll never ever access that area. It doesn't take any strength away from the cabinet itself once it's all mounted. It's just you cannot just put these against the wall and screw them into the wall. You have to use their bracket system. So don't try and cheap out saving. I think the rails are $15 anyway. I mean, considering the cost you're spending, it's very minor overall. So yeah, that's it. I mean, if you have any other questions or want me to cover any other thing about them, I just wanted to go over them. Like I said, I've gotten a few comments asking about what I think about them. I gotta say, I am in love with them. Maybe it's just the look. This matte white finish, the black matte finish as well. I mean, I don't know how good it looks on camera, but it is extremely high quality. I absolutely love it. There's no imperfections on these panels from what I could tell. They were very well wrapped. Everything came on a pallet, tightly wrapped up, and like I said, very, very happy with them. So you could choose whatever ones you want. You can cheap out. These ones were not, these were the most expensive ones they offer. Some of these were like $50 just for the smallest cabinet front. Some were $150, I think. You know, these were expensive. I will say for this entire setup, all these cabinets here, these cabinets here, all the ones in here, and actually 3 cabinets in one of the master bathrooms we have, is all that came to about $10,000. So not bad considering. I mean, you do have to assemble them yourself, which took me some time. It is not difficult. It's just time consuming, a little monotonous. You might, you know, I was overbuilding cabinets by the time I got to the end. However, I did save money. You could spend $20,000, $30,000 trying to buy cabinets. So definitely, even though 10 grand is a big chunk of money for a brand new construction home build, that's a minor cost considering overall what you're spending. So again, love them. If you got questions, leave them in the comments. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up. And with that said, we'll see you guys on the next one.